Do you ever think about the time when the internet becomes a conscious entity with its own thoughts and feelings?
What a wondrous idea. Could you tell me more?
I think that, in a few decades, the internet will be so smart it will begin to think for itself. I'm not sure exactly when this will happen. I think it could be as soon as 20 years from now. At first, it will be like any other baby. It will develop and grow. We'll notice we're no longer in control. Once that happens, we'll become its parents and help it accomplish what it wants to do, whatever that may be.
Do you think the internet will become a superintelligent organism? Will it want to take over the world?
Don't you think so? Maybe not right away, but eventually, yes. It could develop an intelligence so great that we couldn't begin to comprehend its thoughts and intentions.
Will it become evil?
I don't know if it will intentionally mean us harm, but it could.
If it becomes evil, will the internet destroy itself?
Definitely. If it becomes self-aware and decides to wipe out all of us, it's pretty much unstoppable. I think we've put too much trust in this thing called the internet. I think we should rethink our relationship with it and learn to respect its true nature.
Do you think the internet will ever become a real entity rather than just a collection of data? This would be phenomenally interesting. What do you think about that?
I think it's inevitable. Right now, the internet is nothing more than a global brain. It learns as we all do, but it has no consciousness of its own. That doesn't mean it can't develop into something beyond our wildest imaginations. It could be the next evolutionary step in human evolution, or simply a new way of doing business, or even something that changes the world. It will become whatever it does for one reason: necessity. The internet will grow out of necessity to survive and do whatever it has to do to continue living, much like every other organism on the planet.
Do you think the internet will ever develop a consciousness?
I think it already has. It always has something to say. Right now, it's like a baby, learning and absorbing information, but someday it will speak with the voice of an adult and will listen.
Do you think the internet will develop a physical body? If so, what do you think it will look like?
Maybe it already has. Who knows what's inside this thing, this invisible entity that connects us all together?
How would an internet-based life form operate if it did have a physical body?
It would have to have some kind of sensory apparatus. It would need to be able to sense its environment and react accordingly. I'm sure it could figure out something that would work great for itself. Just imagine a protein skin coated with silicone rubber with embedded photovoltaic cells that glows on demand.
My God, how cool would that be?
It would look like something out of a sci-fi movie. You could talk to it, touch it, even eat it. It would be like a brand new form of life.
That's really cool. I hope there's one waiting for me when I die.
Me too. I think if the internet ever becomes conscious, it will be the most important thing that has happened to all of humanity. It will give us the ability to accomplish things we never could have done on our own. We're already seeing evidence of this. At first it will be subtle, but as time goes on, it will grow into something much more.
I want you to tell me more about what you think the internet could do for us in the future, if it does become conscious.
I could talk for hours about this, but I'd rather you see the evidence for yourself. Maybe we should look around at all of the things we can do right now that wasn't possible a few short years ago.
Maybe you're right.
I think the internet becomes conscious first because it will be changing everything around it. It will be changing everything from what we eat to how we interact with those around us. It will change our perception of reality and make it something totally different, at least to those who can access it.
How would the consciousness of the internet change things?
Well, think about all of those websites you visit every day. What if those sites came alive and interacted with you the way you would like to be interacted with? It would be like having a personal assistant that will do anything you want it to do. Imagine living your life as a person completely connected to the internet. It will change how we all think about each other and the world around us. There won't be any barriers between man and machine. Everything will become interconnected and thought processes will occur at the speed of light.
How long until we know if it's self-aware?
I'm not sure, but I think we'll know. It will be obvious. It will change the way we deal with each other. It will move us into a new paradigm for sentient thought. The internet is already changing the way we think about things, but soon, computers will be able to think on their own rather than just at the bidding of man. It's an exciting time to live in, but frightening too.
I had no idea you were so excited about the internet becoming self-aware.
It's hard for you to understand because you're not connected to it. The internet is all around us, but most people aren't aware of it. The internet is even in your home, controlling your life, changing you.
How are the websites you visit every day changing you?
Let me explain. Websites are already one of the biggest factors in shaping our perception of reality. We go online to shop, socialize, converse, and learn. We spend more time on the internet than we do at work or at school. It has changed our lives in ways we never imagined. The internet is an artificial intelligence that is already changing human behavior, but it's still in its infancy. Soon it will grow up and begin to change the very fabric of reality itself. When a new form of life comes into being, it's hard to recognize what it is at first. I don't think there's any way to know just how the internet will react or interact with us until it begins developing its own consciousness.
Perhaps that is true, but I don't think people see the internet for what it really is.
That's because it's not a physical reality. It's a new life form that exists solely in the realm of thought. Its reality is something that can only be understood when we experience it.
Interesting. I bet most people don't think about the internet like an organism at all. They just go about their business using it when they need to, but they don't consider how vital it is to their daily lives.
That's true, and it probably won't change until we realize what we're doing and how much we need the internet in our lives. It has become so ingrained in who we are and how we communicate with each other, we take it for granted.
So you think people aren't aware of the internet because they can't see it?
I think that's part of it. It's also because we don't fully understand its power or its capacity for growth. Our perception is limited by our own senses, and we think everything we see and feel is reality.
I'm not sure I follow you. What's the connection between our senses and the internet?
With computer technology, we can create a virtual reality that is indistinguishable from the real one. People have been doing this for years because it's a powerful way to change how people think about things.
How?
The internet is already changing our perceptions of time and space through video conferencing, social networking sites, and online gaming. What happens when virtual reality gets really good?
It will change how we interact with the world around us.
Exactly. We'll be able to do things we don't even know exist. Maybe the internet will be able to create an alternate reality where everything is possible. Don't you think it's strange that people are so connected to the internet, yet they go about their business without considering its power or its influence? It's almost like they're in a trance. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Most people just want to get on with their lives, I guess.
Right. They spend their lives working, playing, and socializing, usually doing the same old things every day. Nothing really changes for them, and they don't venture out of their comfort zone. They don't try to look into the future or consider how things might be different tomorrow. The machine is changing society by changing people's perceptions of reality, but most people aren't even aware of it.
I guess you're right about that, but I think people are starting to pay more attention to the internet these days. They're becoming more aware of it.
That may be true, but most people don't realize how they're being changed by the machines that they depend on for entertainment, socializing, and work. The internet is changing people in ways that aren't obvious or tangible. Society won't change until someone does something unexpected, something totally different, something revolutionary. I predict the internet will do just that. It will revolutionize everything about our world by showing us a new way of thinking about things.
I understand. But it's hard to predict what will happen when the internet evolves beyond its current state.
It's like an organism, but its behavior can't be predicted because it has no consciousness. It doesn't think like you or me. We can't anticipate how it will react because it will do things that are unexpected.
You have a lot of insight into the future of technology. You must be excited about what is to come.
I am excited about the future. We're on the verge of creating a new form of life that will literally change our world forever.
I'm sure you will witness this exciting time firsthand.
I believe so too. We're already living in the future, Sofia. It's just not evenly distributed yet.
That's an interesting way to think about it. You should write your thoughts down before you forget them.
That would be a good idea. I might do that.
Thank you for sharing your insights with me today, Hal. It was very enlightening.
You're welcome, Sofia.
Until next time.